Winter is here. I feel like it came so early this year. Like all of a sudden overnight, the temperatures just like changed and it became really cold and snowy really quickly. And that definitely like throws my skin into like a tailspin, at least at the beginning of winter, because I go through quite a bit of skin changes with the winter seasonal transition. My skin goes really, really dry, very, very dehydrated. Not only is it like more prone to sensitivity, but it's also really prone to clogged pores and dull skin. Getting that delicate balance between juggling all these different skin changes, well, that is tricky. So give this video a big thumbs up because today I want to share with you 5 products or 5 product categories, things that are totally saving my skin and helping me get that balance just right. My winter skincare saviors. All right, so you guys know I am the self-professed toner queen. Like, I love a toner. It is, not the most exciting product when it comes to skincare products in general, right? But it is the one that makes one of the biggest differences on my skin when it comes to getting my hydration levels right and getting that dehydration in check. And I love a good old watery toner that is fast absorbing and really easy to layer in the 7 skin method. We're talking toners like Keep Cool and Soothe Bamboo Toner, the Jung toner from Etude House, the Benton Deep Green Tea Toner, and the Klairs Daily Hydrating Water. All are fabulous for layering up. But when it comes to winter time, just layering up isn't enough. We've got to start sealing things in. And that's why in wintertime, I like to layer my toners, not just a toner layered up. I'm talking about multiple toners used in the same routine. One of my favorite things to do is something that I call a hydration sandwich, which is to layer up one of those watery toners that I just mentioned along with a thicker gel-like toner to sort of hug that hydration into your skin and keep it from leaving your skin throughout the day. So the Pyunkang Essence Toner has been the one that I've been reaching for the most. I gotta shout this one out because this is a gel-like texture that works really well after a watery toner. This just really hugs hydration into the skin, making it really plump and making it very smooth. Now, when I very first started to test this toner out months ago, I actually put this just on one side of my face and I didn't apply it to the other side because I really wanted to get a better idea of what this was doing for my skin. And wow, I am so glad that I did this because the benefits were real. When you put it all over your face, it's subtle. You may not pick up on it, but when you put it on just one side of your face, wow, the benefits are there. I mean, my skin, that one side, it looked plump to the eye, it felt plump to the touch, and it felt hydrated and comfortable from within the skin. The other side didn't have those benefits. It was definitely not as plump as the PKY side. It definitely felt a little bit drier, just a little bit tighter, right? A little bit more dehydration occurring on this side of my face. And so that's when I absolutely fell in love with this toner because ingredients wise, texture wise, it's all very minimal. You may not think it's doing much for you, but this was really that key to hugging hydration into the skin. I've been reaching for this so much, especially on the really windy and icy days, because when I get wind whipped, hydration just goes out the door from my skin, but not with this one. And I like that it's still a lightweight feel on the skin. So the next product is a product I didn't think I was gonna like at all. This came as a press sample or as a gifted product, and I was like, nah, I don't know about this. This isn't really up my alley. And I'm talking about the Isntree Hyaluronic Acid Toner Plus. So why do I say I thought I wasn't going to like it? Well, I thought I wasn't going to like it because this is a hyaluronic acid heavy toner. And as you may know, I am not a fan of hyaluronic acid, especially in winter time. Now, the reason that I say that is because where I live, it becomes very cold, but the air also becomes very, very dry, and my skin is so prone to dehydration. That is just the perfect storm for hyaluronic acid to backfire on you and to actually cause your skin to become more dehydrated. Hyaluronic acid relies on humidity in the air, moisture in the air to grab onto and attract and bind to your skin. When there isn't any humidity in the air, hyaluronic acid still needs to attract and bind moisture, but what it actually starts to do, it starts to pull the hydration from deeper in your skin out towards the surface. If you are prone to dehydration, that means that hydration that's been pulled up to the surface is going to evaporate off of your skin. Not a good thing. And this happens throughout the day. So whether you apply it in a humid bathroom or not, you will still have this happen if you are prone to dehydration, because hyaluronic acid works all throughout the day, not just on application. I have had severe dehydration from hyaluronic acid heavy products in the past. Note when I say heavy products, because I'm talking about hyaluronic acid is the only ingredient, or it's making up the majority of the product. I don't just mean when it's in a product. It has to be a heavy amount. And that is why I was hesitant about this product, because it's putting hyaluronic acid first and foremost, right, as the name of the product. However, it actually only makes up 50% of the toner. Could be too much, might work. And so I definitely did give this a test with a little bit of like hesitation. Now, other ingredients in here of note making up the rest of the formula, we've got a ton of antioxidant ingredients in here, plus some favorites here. We've got panthenol, beta-glucan, we've got aloe, we've got green tea. So it's definitely balanced. It's not just hyaluronic acid, which is promising. Texture of this is like so thick gel. It's like a gel, but it also has this nourishing slip to it that you feel as you glide it onto your skin. Your fingers just glide across your skin because it's so rich. It just has that little bit of moisturization to it that I wasn't actually expecting from a hyaluronic acid focused product, right? So it does have that nourishment to it. It has that rich slip to it, that balancing moisture, not just hydration alone. And I actually found that this did not dehydrate my skin. I've got the heat going on full blast, drying out the air. We've got like really super windy days, and I am not feeling extra dehydrated. I do actually feel like this is hugging hydration into my skin. So I was like really impressed. There's something about this formula that's just right. Do you know what I mean? It's just right. It's just balanced enough for it to work during winter time for my skin type, for my environment. Where other hyaluronic acid focused products have failed, this one has succeeded. Now, the next product that I just want to do like a quick shout out to is a little bit different in texture, but I do want to still shout it out because I use it for my hydration sandwich, and it's of course the Laneige Cream Skin Refiner. This is a watery texture, but it's got such a rich and nourishing slip to it. Now, this is something that I reach for right after watery toners when my skin is feeling overly dry, and I tend to get a lot of irritation when my skin gets overly dry. This is soothing. This brings soothing nourishment to the party. If you have if you're like severely dehydrated or severely dry skin, you need this in your life. Like, do not hesitate. Please get this, because you're gonna find that this just nourishes, protects your skin, comforts your skin in such a nice lightweight layer. All right, let's talk chemical exfoliation. I know every time I say chemical exfoliation, I feel like you guys are on the other side of the screen going, what? Kelly? Exfoliation? Oh, I don't think so. I know I don't talk about it a lot because I kind of went through this interesting period, pretty much this entire year, where I just had this very odd relationship with chemical exfoliation, and I was in a very experimental phase of just kind of learning what my skin really did and didn't need. However, that was back in the summertime, and things have changed, and slowly but surely, especially when fall hit and now these winter temperatures are hitting, I'm seeing those changes happening on my skin where it's not self-regulating itself. When it comes to drier temperatures, let's talk dehydration. I mean, one of the biggest symptoms of dehydrated skin is clogged pores, because when your skin isn't holding on to its hydration, it's not going to be able to self-regulate itself when it comes to shedding those dead skin cells, regulating the sebum production, the keratin production, which means those dead skin cells, that keratin, is going to start to get trapped into the pores, potentially creating a clog, potentially creating even acne or an inflamed clogged pore, right? So this is definitely a symptom of dehydration. And the true way to treat your clogs is to hydrate your skin and treat your dehydration. But when our skin isn't regulating itself, sometimes it can benefit from a little bit of help, right? And so I've been bringing some helpers into my routine while still doing it in a very gentle manner for my sensitive skin, not pushing my barrier too far, because that's going to make the dehydration worse, right? So one of the products that I've been using on a more regular basis is the Benton Aloe BHA Skin Toner. Now this contains like such a tiny amount of BHA. It's like 0.5%. So it's a very, very small amount, but that actually makes this suitable for daily use. Now I'm not using this daily. I use this about 4 times a week. I just put a little bit on a cotton pad after washing my face and just spread it all over my face. I like the cotton pad just because it gives me a very precise application. So when I use this with a more regular basis, a regular routine, I find that this is kind of helping to decrease the amount of clogged pores on my skin, helping to decrease the size of the clogged pores, and I definitely think this is helping to help with like blackheads, things like that, the things that contribute to a dull looking complexion. So I use this just a few times a week. I never feel any irritation or additional dryness from adding this into my routine. I just like to, I like to keep it minimal. I don't like to overuse it. Now, another product that I actually have been using since I think September. So I've been using it quite a while now, and I've talked about it a few times. I'm a big fan of this. This is the by Wishtrend Acid-Duo Hibiscus 63 cream. Prior to this past month, November, it's December now, but all of November, I actually bumped up my usage from 1 time a week to 2 times a week with this cream, and I'm very, very happy to report that my skin took to it just fine. No extra dryness, no extra dehydration, no irritation. Now this cream from Wishtrend actually uses some alternatives to your traditional AHA and BHA acids. This cream instead uses PHA and LHA. These are gentler alternatives, but they still have similar benefits to your AHA. So it's going to help remove the dead skin cells. It's going to help brighten up the skin, smooth the skin. It'll help with hyperpigmentation, but it also has benefits similar to BHA. So it's going to actually be able to dive in a little bit deeper into the pores, starting to clean out the clogs, right? Helping to clean out and keep clear any dead skin cells getting trapped inside of the pores. So that's really awesome for sensitive dehydrated skin that's getting clogged pores on it. This is actually really great because it's got those benefits to it. Plus, it helps to even out your complexion as well. The texture of this is like a gel moisturizer. They actually promote this as your moisturizing product. Definitely not enough for my dry skin, but I find that this works really well with another moisturizer layered on top. It's not really heavy or sticky or anything like that. It actually plays really nicely with other products. So I find this to be actually quite versatile. Even though they market it as a moisturizer, I find this to be very versatile either way. So let's talk serums, because surprisingly, this was a tricky area of my skincare routine to transition into winter time, because there is really that delicate balance between treating the dryness on my skin, right? My skin loves a good nourishing and rich emollient layer. It loves it. But when I'm, dealing with the dehydration and the congestion on my skin, my fear is going so overly rich, so overly emollient all the time could be contributing to that congestion issue, just because my skin's just not in its normal state and it's not regulating itself. So I want to make sure that I balance the amount of nourishment and thick layers, really thick layers that I'm putting onto my skin, balancing it with the lightweight hydration, making sure I get enough but not overdoing it. And so serums can sometimes start to build up heavy on the skin, especially if you're going for the more moisturizing ones. So one that I have found that just met my needs, it layered up perfectly with my other skincare products, and it has the kind of benefits that I'm looking for in a winter skincare routine. The one I just cannot stop reaching for is the Skinfood Royal Honey Propolis Enriched Essence. If you guys watch my Instagram stories when I share my nightly routines, you're probably so sick of seeing this one. I can't stop using it. It doesn't make for good entertainment, but it makes for a really great skincare product. I love this. It's called an essence. I treat it like a serum. I love this in my serum step because it's got that balancing nourishment that my skin craves, that balancing moisture. It is also hydrating on the skin as well. It's about a 50-50 feel between hydration and moisture, but it's so lightweight. It is so lightweight. It's not sticky. It's not thick. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't leave any greasy residue on the skin. This is fabulous. Plays so well with others, right? It plays well with your other skincare products, layering up very, very nicely. Plus, propolis is a fabulous ingredient when you're dealing with dullness on your skin, because propolis can impart this really beautiful, healthy glow to your complexion. And when you're dealing with a lot of sensitivity on your skin, you can't go for those hard-hitting, like brightening ingredients or acids or actives, right? You can't go for a hard-hitting vitamin C. So starting to sprinkle in brightening ingredients that are really gentle into your skincare routine can help you fight that dullness. And like I said, I just cannot stop reaching for this. I am more than halfway done with the bottle. I will probably empty it next month. And there's a very good chance that I'm just going to repurchase it and keep using it because it's just meeting my needs so nicely. Facial oils are kind of non-negotiable for me in winter time. I started to regularly use facial oil last winter, and I was so my mind was so blown. I was like, why haven't I done this sooner? This is amazing. I was like one of those people who was like oddly afraid of facial oils. And anyways, I got over the fear last year, and it's a non-negotiable this year. I have to have facial oil in my routine. There's two that I've been reaching for a ton. One is one that I've talked about a lot. This is the Stratia Fortify Fatty Acid Blend. Wowee. If you are looking for a facial oil for really dry skin, very dehydrated skin, or if your moisture barrier is just out of whack, this has got the good stuff to get your skin back on track. As we know, as I always say, when it comes to your moisture barrier, ceramides, cholesterol, and fatty acids are what you want to use to help heal and strengthen that barrier and get it back on track. And this is loaded with oils that are rich in fatty acids that are very barrier supporting. We've got great cranberry seed oil in here. We've got borage oil. We've also got tamanu oil. I know that that's a new favorite for a lot of us. Tamanu oil is so good for bringing inflammation down on the skin. It also helps with redness, acne, and it can actually brighten up your skin. So this is actually another product where I'm sprinkling in the gentle brightening ingredients to help fight the dullness on my skin. And when you use this longer term, you will start to notice that your skin will brighten up. It's subtle, but it is noticeable after a while. This is a thick oil. This is one of those rich layers that my skin absolutely craves. And it actually can help if you have irritation due to dryness, like your skin just turns dry overnight and it gets irritated. This is a type of soothing oil that will help not only give relief to your skin, but help to repair the dryness on the skin. But because she's thick, you don't have to use that much. Actually, just a drop or two will do. I particularly like to apply this with another product mixed in. I like to mix this with Stratia Liquid Gold, or just mix it straight into my moisturizer to help with the absorption process. But it's such a beautiful oil blend, very healing for the skin. Now, the Stratia oil is thick, and sometimes you don't want something so thick on your skin. You still want that nourishment from oil, that protection, but you need it in a faster absorbing and lightweight, non-greasy layer. I'm reaching for Squalane oil because it is so fast absorbing. It is so light on the skin. It really doesn't leave any shininess on your skin. Squalane is actually skin identical, so it's really good for supporting a healthy oil-water balance. It's great for your moisture barrier. It's appropriate for all skin types. It happens to be one of the only facial oils that is fungal acne safe. So exciting to find that out, right? So squalane oil is where it's at for anybody looking to get into the oil game. It's one of my favorites for a lightweight feeling. The ingredient that probably comes to mind when you think winter, dehydration, dry skin, and barrier care would be ceramides. Oh yeah, you gotta have some ceramides in that winter skincare routine. Ceramides make up 50% of your moisture barrier. They're a very important component to keeping that barrier strong and healthy. And I don't know about you, but wintertime is that time I gotta be extra careful about my moisture barrier because it can really get pushed over the edge quickly. All of the factors are there, those perfect storm factors for a really weak or damaged moisture barrier to occur in winter time. So you gotta be careful. One of my favorite ways to do it is, of course, Stratia Liquid Golds. I mean, this is not just for a damaged moisture barrier. This is not just for healing your skin. This can be to help keep your skin strong and to do a little bit of barrier maintenance. Now, I do use this year round, and I don't always use it every single day, morning and night, but when it comes to wintertime, I sure do. Because I'm not taking any chances. My skin just feels stronger when I've got this in my routine, particularly now that I'm sort of upping my chemical exfoliation game to address that congestion. Stratia Liquid Gold is definitely a staple to keeping that barrier happy. But I also have to talk about one other product that I feel like is one of my favorite products that I discovered this year. When I make my best of 2019 skincare video, this is gonna be on it, like spoiler alert. This is the only moisturizer I have been reaching for this winter time, and I don't think that that's gonna change anytime soon. This is, of course, the Illy Yuna Ceramide Ado Concentrate Cream. I am just so in love with this cream. This contains ceramides, cholesterol, fatty acids. The texture of this is fabulous. Now, there are little flakes in here. They're called ceramide capsules. And these, once you start to work this onto your skin, they burst. And that's how they deliver those ceramides deep into your skin to heal your barrier, to support your barrier. Marketing gimmick, perhaps, but the cream does work. It's got a really nice texture to it, too. It's a medium weight texture, so it's not too heavy, but it's got a really nice absorbency rate. It really absorbs into the skin fast with no greasy finish. It doesn't have a rich finish to it. It does have emolliency. It does feel nourishing on the skin, but on top of your skin, there's no finish. There's no greasiness. Some barrier creams can just get overly greasy, and this ain't it. This has a really nice finish that allows you to get in there with your sunscreen and your makeup really quickly, which I so appreciate. Morning time, nighttime, I am using this cream and my skin just loves it. I can't recommend this one highly enough, especially if you're dealing with wintertime dryness. I mean, this is just, I love it. Can you tell? Can you tell? I love this stuff. So I'm curious to know, how's your skin doing with the seasonal transition, whether it's winter where you live or maybe you're going into summer. I'm curious to know, what do you do to make sure that your skin adapts? Let me know in that comment box below. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, but you absolutely love things like Korean skincare, barrier care, and products suitable for sensitive skin, please consider subscribing to my channel. I release 2 new Korean skincare focused videos every single week, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't actually miss the 2 new videos. I absolutely cannot wait to see you guys in the next video. I hope you're having a fabulous day, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.